Good morning, children. I hope you all have enjoyed your vacations and you all were safe during this time. Now, during the vacations, I hope you were studying also. So now again we are going to start with the same cycle of learning and teaching process. So we will start with chapter 7. Before the holidays, we have completed with chapter 6, that is life processes. Life processes was a chapter which involved all the processes which were taking place inside your body for sustaining your life. Now in this chapter we will be highlighting the major component in our body which is controlling all the organs existing in our body. Chapter 6 you have studied about the respiratory system, excretory system, transportation system, but you did not study who all are controlling this. That is the master or the boss of all these organs. So this we will be studying in this chapter, that is control and coordination. Control and coordination chapter, basically it is divided into two parts, that is coordination in animals and coordination in plants. So coordination in animals takes place through central nervous system and endocrine system. Central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord with the help of the nerves. Nerves are like wire extending from your brain, your spinal cord, etc., which carry the information from the surroundings and bring it back to the brain. Brain will be interpreting it and then conveying back to your body so that accordingly you can react to a particular situation. So this is central nervous system. This we will be definitely discussing in detail in the coming chapter. Endocrine system, it consists of hormones. Hormones are chemical substances which are directly released into the blood according to the situation. Okay, so you can see that endocrine system is another system which we call it as hormonal system also, which controls the growth and development of the body, and when required it will be acting according to the situation. Now in case of plants do not have a nervous system. So the response of the plants to a particular situation is little slow when compared to our body. Okay, so plants respond to the external environment with the help of hormones which are called as phytohormones. Hormones in our body are denoted by endocrine system. For phytohormones, they are the hormones present in the plants. Now let us, before we go into the detail of the lesson, let us look at some related terms to the control and coordination. Now first term is stimulus. All the living organisms respond and react to the changes in the environment that is taking place around them. You are familiar to this? The changes in the environment to which the organisms respond and react are called as the stimuli. For example, you can see that when a dog is running after you, you are getting frightened. Okay, so we try to run as fast as we can. So here the fear of the dog, that is a fear has come into your mind that the dog is running. That is a stimuli. Okay, that is a change has caused in the environment which has made you to run. So the running part is a reaction. Similarly, in plants you can see that a sunflower is always facing towards the sun. So sunlight is the stimuli there, and the reaction which it is giving to the sunlight, that is turning towards the sunlight, that is the response. Okay, so response is the reaction which you give when a stimuli is acting on you in the form of a movement. Clear? Now you all know that the response of an organism to stimuli is common in both plants and animals. Only thing is that plants respond little slowly, but animals are responding very fast. Now next term that you can see is the receptor. Okay, before coming to the point of receptor, I would like to say that you all know that multicellular organisms have specialized cell called nerve cells. This we have studied in class 9th also, which respond to stimuli and coordinate their activities. So the control and coordination in higher animals like vertebrates takes place through the nervous system as well as the hormonal system, which we have discussed earlier here. So before we know more about the coordination, let us know more about the receptor organ, sensory nerve, motor nerve and the effector organ. There are 5 sense organs in our body: ear, eyes, nose, tongue and skin. We receive a variety of information from the environment around us through these sense organs. A receptor is a cell, which you can call it as a cell or a group of cell, which is present in the sense organ and it is sensitive to a particular stimulus. For example, you can see that eyes is sensitive to light. That means light is the stimulus there. If a light is being thrown on your eyes, you will be blinking your eyes or reducing the size of your pupil. That is the response or the reaction you are giving to the stimulus, that is light. In this manner, we have different stimulus like light, sound, smell, taste, heat, pressure, etc. Now all these receptors that are present in the sense organ are termed with special names, like photoreceptors term is used when we detect the light, and photoreceptors are present in the eyes. Now phonoreceptors are present in the ear and they are having the stimulus of sound. That means phonoreceptors will be reacting when a sound is produced. Olfactory receptors present in the nose detect the smell. Gustatory receptors which are present in the tongue detect the taste. So now you might have understood what receptors are. They are a group of cells which are present in the sense organs which are giving a response to the stimulus. Stimulus means external action which is taking place, which is making you to react to a particular situation. For example, I am pinching you. Pinching is the stimulus, and reaction what you are doing, either you will be removing your hand or you will be shouting that you have got a pain. Now all the receptors in the sense organs, they receive the stimuli from the surrounding environment and send the message conveyed by them to the spinal cord and the brain in the form of electrical impulse through the sensory nerve. That means that sensory nerves are attached to the receptors. Here the stimulus will be acting upon, information will be received by the receptor. It will transfer it to the sensory nerve. Sensory nerve will be transferring it to the brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord will interrupt that message, and what has to be done, that will be conveyed by motor nerve. And so motor nerve has got a function that it transmits the response from the brain and spinal cord to the effector organ. Now, effector organ is a part which can respond to stimulus according to the instructions that are given by the nervous system. Nervous system means whatever instructions are brought by the motor nerve to the effector organ by the central nervous system. According to that, it will be active. Effector organ can be a muscle or a gland. That is, glands like eyes, if it is there, then naturally the eyes will be blinking. That you can call it as an effector organ. A muscle means your muscle. If I am touching your hand, how you feel, that will be your response. So you can see these are some of the related terms. We will be discussing in the next class in detail about the working of the central nervous system, endocrine and the endocrine system. After that, we will be taking up the next topic, that is phytohormones. Thank you.